Welcome to Mind and Movement, getting smart about how you move. I'm Hazel. Thanks for joining me for Coffee and Move 50. Cheers. I just finished my coffee. Today in New Zealand we find out if we're going into level 2 and when that might be, which is pretty exciting. So while we talk about this, we're going to stand on one leg with the opposite leg straight. So the purpose of this is to, one, just practice our balance, two, practice our stability in our foot. So can we forefoot avert or push our big toe down into the ground to help us maintain stability, or do we fall over? Can we have our weight in our heel, so that big calcaneus bone bearing the load, so that those little intrinsic foot bones don't have to bear so much of the load. They want to be moving really well, not bearing too much of the load. Bigger bones are designed to take more load of gravity. And as you quad off here, from the side, you don't want to be standing with your pelvis right out in front of you like this, so you want to back up that pelvis and have the weight in your heel. So this is just a really great exercise to practice over your lifetime. Currently now, I'm getting 1 G of force, so my body's gravity, my body weight being affected by gravity. So if you're 75-ish kilos or whatever you are, that means that that load is now going through this leg, right? When I'm standing here, half of it's going through each leg, but if I stand on one leg, now that leg is having to deal with that entire load of the body. So here, and you'll notice I shift a little bit on this side because my lateral hip is not as strong on this side. So yeah, you just want to stand here with the quad off if you can, with the weight in the heel, pushing down into this calcaneus bone on that standing leg to really lift you up. This is not about hiking the hip, it's about using that lateral hip to keep us upright. This is because when we're walking, every step we take, our leg has to carry the full weight of our body, and if it can't, we start to walk in funny ways. The other thing you could play around with here is just bringing that other leg up. So can you get this knee higher than your hip joint? Keep the weight back here. And can you just hold that for a minute or so, because we want to make sure that we've got strength in our hip flexors and whatnot. And this is a good way to see that. If you start to get cramping around the outside of the hip, maybe the hip flexors aren't as strong as we'd want them to be, and maybe the TFL, the sartorius, the rectus femoris, which aren't really designed to flex the hip up this high, are having to do some stuff. So here, we're just standing on one leg, practicing balance, but also practicing seeing if we have enough strength in the hip flexor to hold the knee up above the hip, really important for stepping up. And yeah, other things, but the key thing we're practicing here is just standing on one leg. If you are wobbly in this position, there's two things we're practicing here. One, we're practicing the balance, and two, we're practicing the strength of the lateral hip. So if the strength of the lateral hip is really not that great, you can get yourself up against the wall, get that hip into the wall, push down through the outside foot. I'm still lifting this inner foot here, it's off the ground, but I'm using the wall as balance, and this actually gets a really nice load into the lateral hip. So try this, my shoulder and my hip are both leaning into the wall, and my foot is directly underneath my hip here, and the other foot is off the ground. It's just another way of standing on one leg, taking away the balance aspect of it, and actually it means we get more load in the lateral hip. So you can do that on the other side as well. Standing on one leg, pushing the standing leg, which is the leg away from the wall, see my other leg is up, and I'm pushing down through this leg to lift my other leg up. My pelvis isn't thrust, I've got it back as far as I can. Yeah. Standing on one leg, my quad is off, turn it on, off, just to make sure you know what's happening with that. And you'll feel that after doing this for a while, you should really feel that you're working your lateral hip here. If you feel it here, it's because you're hiking too much on the opposite side, which is not the intention of this exercise. So try and release that and just really get this hip and this foot driving down into the ground to push you up, to lift you up. And if you want, you can close your eyes here and practice using your vestibular system rather than using your eyes. It's much harder. I was doing this before and nailing it. Yeah, so we want to practice using our vestibular proprioceptors or the proprioceptors in our fascia and in our muscles and whatnot to help us do that. So yeah, standing on one leg. Can you get your hip up high? Can you hold it up there? What happens to your hip? Can you rotate it around? Get interested in your body, see what it can do. Have fun moving today, and I will see you tomorrow for Coffee and Move 51. Party on. See you tomorrow.